All right, so today we're going to piece together 5 headlines from around the world that on the surface seem totally unrelated. But when you put them together, they tell this one, single, really surprising story about our relationship with animals. It's a story about deep love, but also intense fear and a whole lot of conflict.
So, to really get into this paradox, let's start with the animals we choose to live with. Yeah, our story begins right in our own homes, where a fascinating trend is, well, it's reaching a whole new level.
Okay, take a look at this number, $30 plus. According to the American Pet Products Association, that's the average amount pet owners in the US are spending on a single holiday gift for their pets this year. And that, my friends, is a record high.
And believe me, this is way beyond just squeaky toys or fancy collars. We're talking about a huge shift here. The really popular items this year? High-tech gadgets. Think interactive AI toys to keep them busy, and even functional health apparel for the winter. It's like we're optimizing their lives the same way we optimize our own.
And this human-like treatment, it goes way deeper, right into their medicine cabinet. You know, over half of our pets are facing an obesity crisis, so we're moving past just simple diet food. Clinical trials have actually started for pet-specific weight loss drugs, just like the big blockbuster drugs for humans. So here's the key. We're not just loving them anymore. We are fully integrating them into our modern, high-tech, and, pharmaceutical-driven lifestyle.
But here's where the plot really thickens. Because at the very same time we're pouring money into AI toys and advanced medicine for some animals, a completely different story is playing out for others. And this, right here, this is the core paradox of our story. On one side, you've got the pampered pet, getting the best of everything modern life has to offer. And on the other side, the prohibited animal, facing outright bans and tough regulations just because of what breed it is.
A perfect example of this just happened in Chennai, India. The city has officially stopped giving out or even renewing licenses for Pit Bulls and Rottweilers. Why? Because they've been labeled as inherently aggressive, a public danger. And for owners of these dogs caught without a license, well, this is the new reality. A fine of 100,000 rupees. To put that in perspective, that's about 40,000 new Taiwan dollars. The message is crystal clear. Some animals are welcome, and some, well, they're just not.
Okay, now let's zoom out and see how this conflict scales way up, beyond just our neighborhoods. Because our desire for animal companionship, it also fuels this massive and often brutal global industry.
Get ready for this number, 20,000. That's the staggering number of live animals just rescued in something called Operation Thunder. It's the biggest joint operation ever between Interpol and the World Customs Organization. Just let that sink in, 20,000.
So you have to wonder, where were all these animals headed? We're talking tiger cubs, primates, rare reptiles, and most of them were being trafficked to feed the demand for the illegal exotic pet market. This really shows you the much, much darker side of our desire to bring animals into our lives.
So, okay, we've got extreme pampering, we've got strict prohibition, and we've got this dangerous black market. It's a pretty confusing picture, right? So what happens when the law itself is forced to step in and take a clear moral stand in the middle of all this conflict?
Let's go back to India for a minute, because the Supreme Court there was faced with this classic conflict. You had commercial resorts built directly on a natural migration path for elephants. It was a straight-up choice between human profit and animal survival.
And this was their powerful, totally unambiguous declaration. In cases where humans and animals are in conflict, the court set a huge precedent. Its job is to protect those who can't speak for themselves.
And this wasn't just a nice statement, you know? They followed it up with decisive action. The court ordered the demolition of those illegally built resorts to give the elephants their natural path back. It's a really powerful moment in our story, a direct move to give a voice and a right-of-way back to the voiceless.
So, after pulling all 5 of these distinct events together from around the globe, what does this story actually tell us? What's the real takeaway about our relationship with the animal kingdom and where we're all headed?
It really all comes down to this. We are living in a time of extreme contradiction. We shower some animals with a level of care we once only gave to humans, while at the very same time fearing, banning, and turning others into commodities on a global scale. And yet somehow, our highest laws are also starting to formally recognize their right to just exist.
And so this leaves us with one final, really vital question to think about.
In our effort to humanize the animals inside our homes, are we accidentally creating an even bigger divide between them and all the others who share this planet with us? It's a paradox that's going to define the future for all of us.